From Louisiana's news channel, this is 9 News at 10.
Thanks for staying up late with us tonight. I'm Jaron Jordan in for Elizabeth Vowell. We begin tonight with developing news out of the Covington area. That's where state police say a St. Tammany Parish deputy shot and killed a suspect. They say deputies were chasing down the suspect when the shooting happened. It's unclear whether the suspect deputies were chasing is the same one who was shot. Investigators have also not released details on what immediately led up to that shooting. A second passenger was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. We'll be sure to keep you updated. Tonight, people in some parts of Livingston Parish are just now able to get back into their homes. Floodwaters kept them out for more than a week. Our Scotty Hunter spent the day with neighbors in Port Vincent as they start to clean up and move forward.
It's all hands on deck on Guitro Lane in Port Vincent as
things are back to normal. Jaron. Scotty, thank you. Folks still needing assistance from the flooding are being asked to pre-register for disaster food stamps as soon as possible. We're told more than 2,500 people pre-register for DSNAP benefits in the past week. The good thing about registering is that once you sign up, you remain on the list for any future disasters. The Department of Children and Family Services plans to begin serving people who pre-registered starting Monday. We have details on how you can pre-register on our website. Just head on over to WAFB.com. An important reminder for you tonight that all forms of recovery assistance may not be legit. The Better Business Bureau is warning that some people and organizations offering to help people recover could be a scam. To avoid falling victim, it's best to do your own research before accepting any help. You also want to remember to always shop for contractors and check any company records before any of the work begins. Also, be cautious of door-to-door workers. Just because the price is low doesn't mean you should rush into a project. People wanting to donate to others in need also need to be cautious of scammers.
And we are getting some inquiries. Investigate, do your homework.
And LSU Baseball and the Red Cross is one of those legitimate organizations taking your donations in this time of need. Take a look at these Red Cross volunteers. They were out at the Alec Bach Stadium tonight collecting donations that will go directly to flood and storm victims. Great to see that even with SEC baseball on the mind, a little perspective reminds us all of what's important. And it's also not too late to lend your support to those in need through our relief drive here at WAFB and Raycom Media. Generous Baton Rouge viewers like yourself have already donated more than $4,100 to help flood victims in Louisiana. Our drive will run throughout the weekend. You can text the word relief to 99009 or simply go to our website, again, WAFB.com for details. Jeff Morrow is here with your first alert forecast on this eve of the first day of spring. Hey, Jeff.
That's right, but it's going to feel more like sort of winter still as we head towards spring. Coming up in Maine weather. Jaron?
Jeff, thank you. It was a violent afternoon at a local apartment complex that has had its fair share of violence. This was the scene at the Brandywine Apartments just before 5 o'clock this evening. We're told a man pistol whipped another man during an altercation. The man that was hit has non-life-threatening injuries. No word on if any charges have been filed. Authorities are also looking for the person responsible for shooting a man at a Baton Rouge nightclub overnight. The sheriff's office says a fight broke out early this morning at a club on Greenwell Springs Road. We're told it continued into the parking lot where a man was shot in the foot. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, but the shooter has still not been arrested. If you know anything that can help investigators in this case, again, the number to Crime Stoppers, 344-7867. A 9 News update for you now. Tonight, state police are trying to figure out what caused a massive blaze at a storage tank overnight. This was on Longwood Plantation Road just off of Nicholson Drive. Investigators believe lightning may have played a factor, but their investigation will continue through the weekend. The tank contained at least 40 barrels of crude oil. Firefighters letting the flames die down before using foam to put the fire out completely. A neighbor reported hearing a loud boom, then seeing a piece of debris come shooting from the roof of a nearby home. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Well, police have added a new charge to this man already suspected of robbing someone on the LSU campus. We're told Bryce Poole faces 1 count of armed robbery and another now for drug paraphernalia. Police say Poole threatened someone on LSU's campus before making the victim walk into the student union and take $40 out of an ATM. Police say Poole told them he spent the money on drugs. Well, next at 10, the LSU Tigers face their first SEC opponent of this baseball season. We'll take you out to the box where the Tigers match up against Alabama. It's just wrapped up. But first, the inspiring story of a Syrian refugee now going for Olympic gold in Rio. Stay with us. We've got some heartbreaking news to report from the Baton Rouge Zoo. Tonight, zoo leaders saying 2 adult giraffes passed away early this morning. A 30-year-old giraffe died tragically after the zoo says she was knocked down. Another giraffe had been battling a leg issue for years and was put down after her condition took a turn for the worse. Well, some of our neighbors won't go to sleep with an empty stomach, and it's all thanks to these empty bowls. This is the second year that local artists and volunteers have decorated and donated bowls to the Fighting Hunger campaign. It's all in hopes of raising money for the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. Last year, the money raised helped provide more than 28,000 meals. Mike Manning with the food bank says empty bowls serves those in need, but it also serves as a reminder to all of Baton Rouge.
It's really to remind the community about
This year's Empty Bowls event was held at the Ingleside Methodist Church right here in Baton Rouge. Well, looking ahead, President Obama will fill a void left empty for decades. He's expected to make an historic visit to Cuba.
I think that it's important for the culture.
The president is expected to touch down in Havana late tomorrow afternoon, and the entire First family will be there. It's already being called the move that will usher in a new era of operations and openness between the U.S. and Cuba. Let's take a live look now at the I-10 bridge. No traffic issues to report on this Saturday night. 10:35 now. Jeff's forecast is coming up next.
Where temperatures are actually expected to be pretty close to where we should be for this time of year.
Okay, a cool start to spring, but by the time we get to the end of the week, it's going to feel
right
like
back
spring.
to where it should be.
Perfect, great. Thank you so much, Jeff. Well, one Syrian refugee is defying odds, crossing borders, and setting her sights on Olympic gold. Her story after the break.